Rimuru goes to Naruto Verse by Manga-Nirvana Chapter 6 Zabuza Arc. Rimuru Pav. It was a fine morning as Seal used her cute lowly voice and woke me up, reminding me of Bell test events and Kakashi-sensei's great speech on teammates. What a speech! I was impressed by the mentality. But I wanted to have a nice fun time, so I pulled Seal out of me, gave her a nice kiss, and went back to sleep. But Velzard suddenly came and woke me up again to tell me to check her new eyes she created. Looks somewhat like a Jogan. After spending a few minutes trying to explain to her, don't destroy the universe and don't consider God as basic for all ninjas, I finally decided to make breakfast for me and Seal. We lived in a Tsunade house, originally owned to Mito and Hashirama. After finishing, we decided to take a bath and dress up to meet our team, knowing very well Kakashi will be late. So how about a little exercise? I and Guy started playing with our new swords. Mine is a combination of Tempest Sword and Velgrient power, making it a small version of the Tempest series weapons. Definitely at a unique grade, but if we take this world into consideration, it will be a god tier. After a few hours of playing, I finally reached Tazuna and the team. Yesterday when Tazuna met the team, he expressed disbelief in the fact that kids are going to be guarding him, but works with them though. Soon Kakashi arrived late as I predicted. Tazuna was worried about the level of carelessness of our team. But that is all he could afford, so he emphasized on our capability. Ciel. Should I end the land of the wave? Rimuru. Ignore it, Seal. Today is a nice sunny day, looks like it didn't rain for days. As we make our way to the land of waves, two Chunin level Kini Nin come out of a puddle of water. I and Kakashi noticed and proceeded to bind Kakashi with shuriken laced chains, and I jumped on top of a tree to see their next action, before pulling and ripping Kakashi apart. With Kakashi defeated, the duo turns their attention to Naruto, who freezes up. Before they can land an attack, Sasuke intervenes and saves Naruto. The duo split up, leaving one behind as the other charges at Tazuna. Rimuru. So the target was Tazuna after all. Good, now Seal can kill him for lying. Sakura steps in front of Tazuna to defend him before Sasuke appears in front of her to aid. Before anything further can happen, Kakashi appears and easily defeats the duo, though Naruto does attain a small scratch from one of Nin Poison's darts. Kakashi used substitution to escape the duo's initial attack, suspecting an ambush when he discovered their puddle on a clear day. Kakashi compliments Sasuke and Sakura for their courage but expresses disappointment in Naruto with how poorly he handled the situation by actually cutting his hand to remove poison. He looked at made a face as if requesting to handle it. Tazuna questions why Kakashi took so long to help, with the latter explaining that he could have defeated them quickly but needed to know who their target was. Kakashi points out that their target was Tazuna, and got pissed at hiding the mission's seriousness. Sakura suggests we should quit the mission, not only due to the higher difficulty but also because of Naruto's wound. But I came down and healed Naruto's wound. Look at his wound, which is healing by itself, must be Nine Tails' doing. Naruto then makes an oath that he will never run away or back down from any mission, threat, or enemy, and will not lose to Sasuke. Rimuru. No need, Kakashi and I are more than enough for the mission, so you don't need to worry, we will handle it. Even you three combined defeated the Kakashi, so don't be a scared cat, it's just now a B-rank mission. Kakashi. Are you sure it is going to be a B-rank mission now, not some C-rank guard mission as you have requested? I then suddenly pointed my kunai at Tazuna and asked him about the real situation. Though scared, he told us every detail. Understanding the situation, we decided to push forward with the mission. Elsewhere, Geto, the man who hired the Demon Brothers to eliminate Tazuna, complains about their failure to Zabuza, the duo's apparent boss. Zabuza raises his executor blade at Gato to shut him up. Zabuza. Let me handle it. Few hours later we headed towards the land of wave on a motorboat. Kakashi threatens to abandon the mission if Tazuna does not provide an adequate explanation for lying about the mission's difficulty level. He told us that an extremely wealthy businessman called Geto was responsible for his country's struggles, and he could not afford any high-ranked shinobi to protect him. Later, as we are walking, Naruto finds a white rabbit while he is playing with his kuni. Actually, Naruto was overexcited, like a monkey with knives. Kakashi suddenly tells everyone to duck just before a blade spins over us and Zabuza appears on the handle of it. The ninja identifies himself to be Zabuza, a hunter nin from the land of waves. He demands to have Tazuna, to which Kakashi-sensei refuses. Kakashi's forced to use his Sharingan, telling Rimuru to protect the three. Sasuke immediately recognizes it, explaining along with Zabuza that Sharingan is a dojutsu that can immediately see and anticipate all motion. Sasuke's was confused though, as only members of Uchiha wielded it. Zabuza then summons a water clone and uses less than water style hidden mist jutsu greater than, and Kakashi informs his team to protect Tazuna. The tension between the two Jonin causes Sasuke to have a panic attack, but Kakashi is able to calm him down. Zabuza prepares to strike the group with his sword, but Kakashi races toward them just in time. He stabs Zabuza with his kuni, but it's revealed he merely used a water clone. In turn, Zabuza slices Kakashi in half, who also turns out to be a shadow clone. Appearing behind him, Kakashi catches Zabuza off guard, holding a kunai to his throat.
Rimuru. Interesting it is, I must say. What do you say, Mr. Rabbit? How long will you hide? Suddenly both Kakashi and Zabuza jump onto the water and continued to fight with each other. But that was Zabuza's trick to use water dragon jutsu on Kakashi and later capture him in his water prison jutsu.
With Kakashi now captured in Zabuza's less than water style water prison jutsu greater than, the team is forced to defend against Zabuza's attacks. Kakashi tells them to run, as he realizes that Rimuru has sensed another ninja in the area and gone to confront it, as it is even more dangerous than the current Zabuza. Though he knows that Rimuru is a genius in understanding the situation, his leaving means it is all hell loose on a current mission, and we are in midst of an A rank mission as it was already a B rank. Naruto instinctively moves to flee, but feels the pain in his hand, remembering his oath.
He decides to fight to save Kakashi and keep his team alive.
He tells Sasuke that he has a plan. Naruto uses shadow clones to completely surround Zabuza's clone.
But with one swing of Zabuza's sword, most of Naruto's clones scatter and disappear.
The only remaining Naruto passes a shrunken to Sasuke, who senses his teammate's plan. Sasuke uses Sharingan to throw two shuriken at Zabuza. Zabuza easily catches the first shuriken but only dodges the second at the last moment. Once past him, the second shuriken transforms back into Naruto, who had disguised himself to trick the superior ninja. Naruto throws a big shuriken at Zabuza, which forces him to break his technique, freeing Kakashi from his prison. Kakashi complemented the two and used water-style water dragon jutsu, which Zabuza used at the same time to create huge surges of water to knock other genin out cold, but failed as Kakashi matched its power level. Suddenly Kakashi started to lose consciousness but pushed forward. Suddenly Rimuru came kicking the Zabuza in the face and sent him flying to a nearby tree. Rimuru, sorry for the delay, got caught up in chit-chat with Hunter Nin from the Land of Mist. He will take care of Zabuza now. Sasuke, take Kakashi and retreat, I will follow you behind. Suddenly a Hunter Nin from the Land of Mist came and put two sunban on the neck of Zabuza, killing him. Naruto started to make a fuss about it, but Kakashi, understanding the situation, realized Rimuru found this Hunter Nin and told him about the Zabuza, in hope of getting so help. Kakashi, so what was the deal? Catch? Rimuru, no deal with his searching for him for days but couldn't find him easily. But our fight drew quite an attention. As he came near, I intercepted him and asked if he was searching for Zabuza. Hunter Nin, you just need to keep our mouths shut about Zabuza and what has happened here. He left with the dead body of Zabuza, though Kakashi found it quite suspicious.
Kakashi was brought to Tanuku's house to recover from the overuse of his Sharingan. When he wakes up, Kakashi realizes that Zabuza's death had been odd, and concludes that it had probably been an act. He confirmed his suspicion as Rimuru casually pointed it out. Even though Hunter Nin is one of Zabuza's men he just led, it happened because Geto is rich enough to call even more Jonin-level ninjas and make it hell for 5 of us, and might cause big problems for the Land of Waves.
Elsewhere, the Hunter Nin, named Haku, revives Zabuza, revealing they have failed. Zabuza promises to crush Kakashi when they meet again. Meanwhile, Haku worries about unknown Jonin, confusing Rimuru to be one. In the meantime, both Kakashi and Zabuza need to rest for at least a week to recover from their battle. To prepare for Zabuza's likely return, Kakashi takes to the nearby woods for training, where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura learn to walk up vertical surfaces using only their chakra. Sakura performed perfectly the first time, but the other two required extra training. Kakashi notices that Naruto is finally getting a good grasp on teamwork, and recognizes that Naruto's chakra is the highest of all those present except Rimuru. He wanted to train with Rimuru, but Rimuru looked at hungry people and got full on God mode to feed all of them immediately. Looking at the state of the place, it was a bad idea as Kakashi pointed out, but God mode Rimuru is GOAT. He took care of all mobs, placed by Geto, in the place, tied them in the village center, and started cooking food for people by collecting things from the forest. Haku was picking medicinal herbs in the forest when he encountered a sleeping Naruto, who was exhausted from training. He wakes Naruto, who loudly proclaims that he is training to become stronger, believing Haku to be a girl, and subsequently trying to impress her. Haku. Naruto, do you have a precious, as someone who wants to become a strong person who has someone precious to protect? Naruto considers this statement and enthusiastically agrees. Yes, I do want to protect my friend and team to protect. At Tanuku's house, Sakura and Rimuru are concerned about Naruto spending the previous night all alone in the dark himself, but Sasuke tells them not to worry and abruptly leaves, saying he's going for a morning walk after eating Rimuru breakfast. Back in the forest, Haku leaves, after revealing his true gender to a shocked Naruto, and Sasuke shows up to check on Naruto, scolding him for missing the divine breakfast that Rimuru made for the village. The two boys continue their training till evening until they finally make it to the top of their respective trees. Sakura. So there you are too, you have missed Rimuru lunch. Are you even planning to leave dinner too? Naruto and Sasuke remember the dinner they received from Rimuru to be God blessing. Was actually a God blessing. Both. Like hell that is a serious crime, you know. Naruto and Sasuke return triumphantly to the village with Naruto cheerful, yet completely drained from the effort. Inari is disturbed at the sight of Naruto, who has exhausted himself in what Inari thinks is a futile struggle against Geto and his men. He thinks of his father and tearfully tells Naruto that he only thinks he can win just because he has not suffered as Inari has. Naruto tells Inari that he is a coward and leaves the table. Rimuru. Is he a moron? Seal. No doubt, master. Later that night, Kakashi tells a despondent Inari that Naruto didn't mean to hurt him. Kakashi continues to explain that Naruto is an orphan who has suffered more than Inari knows and understands Inari's pain better than anyone. The next day, Team 7 escorts Tazuna to the bridge, but leaves Naruto and Rimuru sleeping to recover from his excessive use of chakra. Once at the worksite, the team is confronted by Zabuza, who has returned for round 2. Rimuru, who was left behind, beat the Geto men who came to kidnap the kid. Rimuru then placed a barrier around the village and went to the bridge. Rimuru. How is the situation? Seal. Everything should be fine. Meanwhile, in the middle of the battle between Sasuke and Hunter Nin, who was Haku, continued as both Rimuru and Naruto reached and saw Sasuke improve in strength and speed. Sasuke's newfound speed gives him an advantage out in the open. Seeing Rimuru, Zabuza comments that they will be the ones to die if this continues, urging Haku to use his ice-style mirror jutsu and kill Rimuru. He then brags about training Haku to become a unique killing machine, whose jutsu even surpasses his own.
Did he say, "Kill Rimuru, he is dead"? Hearing the declaration, Rimuru kicked Zabuza using the flash step technique, crossover from Bleach, which sent him flying to the other side of the bridge. He then made 2 shadow clones and asked Sakura to run to the village with Tazuna. He even sent his clone to protect them. Now the problem is removed, let's get to kick some moron's ass.
But Seal is now pissed at Zabuza and wanted to send him to Ultima. Unfortunately, with the mirrors surrounding Sasuke, Haru emerges himself inside one of the mirrors, throwing needles that violently cut Sasuke at various parts of his skin. Naruto attempts to save Sasuke by throwing shuriken in one of Haku's reflection directions, but Haku catches it. However, before Haku can return it, he is knocked out of the mirrors by shuriken, thrown by none other than Naruto, who gets there just in time. Rimuru then commanded Naruto to attack the Doom from outside as he went to help Kakashi against Zabuza. Sasuke throws a kunai at Haku as he's talking to Naruto, turning his attention towards himself once again. Haku submerging his body into the mirrors as he continues the battle. Kakashi orders Sasuke to attack the mirrors from within, while Naruto attacks from outside to discover how they work together. Naruto, who's oblivious to this jutsu, enters the imprisonment of ice. Sasuke yells that he's a complete loser, and now they're both trapped. Using fire style, Sasuke attempts to melt the mirrors with flames, though the heat isn't enough to do any damage. Naruto follows up by creating shadow clones to smash them all at once, which are defeated by Haku in mere seconds. Haku reveals that he doesn't like to kill his enemies but will do so if he must. Inside the Doom, Naruto and Sasuke struggle against Haku's superior speed. After watching Haku counter repeatedly, Sasuke begins to see his movements. He uses fire style as Haku is preoccupied with Naruto's clones, burning the side of his skirt and shocking the ninja. So Haku finally uses his must-kill technique, critically hurting Sasuke with sunburn all over his body. But Sasuke finally awakened his two-tomo Sharingan. Seeing the progress, Rimuru finally made his move. He defeated the water clone of Zabuza and moved to break the Doom. Haku's sad face, "This is dangerous. At this rate we would lose, and now that Jonin is coming after watching us, and trying to find a weak point in my jutsu." Meanwhile, Zabuza informs Kakashi their last battle was a fluke, but Rimuru tells him to admit he is just weak. Haru gives up trying to convince Naruto he stop holding back as Rimuru comes near the Doom. And the next movement, the temperature of the atmosphere begins to rise as Rimuru lets Seal let her free to control his body. Seal used Ash-style flame jutsu and started to melt the Doom from outside, finally breaking the jutsu. Rimuru, taking back control, kicks Haku near Kakashi and Zabuza and goes to Sasuke to heal him. Seeing Haku defeated, Kakashi finally used Chidori on Zabuza, but Haku came in between them, sacrificing his life for Zabuza. But Zabuza mocked his efforts and continued to fight Kakashi, but Rimuru came and gave him a round kick, breaking his arms and ribs. Suddenly a group of hundreds of men came along with Geto to kill Team 7. Geto says that he planned to betray Zabuza from the beginning since his services were too costly, and orders newly hired thugs to kill him. Zabuza tells them their fight is over now, he's no longer employed. Geto kicks Haku's dead body, which infuriates Naruto, but Zabuza is unfazed, saying he merely used Haku as a weapon just as Geto used him. Naruto can't accept this and begins crying, telling Zabuza he is so precious to Haku, who gave everything so that Zabuza could accomplish his goals. Not being able to live his own life the way he wanted to because he was so devoted. Moved by Naruto's tears and words, Zabuza reveals that he is crying as well, finally acknowledging Haku's sacrifice. Without the use of his arms that have been immobilized by, Zabuza borrows Naruto's kuni, taking it in his teeth, and charging at Geto. Zabuza is stabbed multiple times by Geto's thugs but still manages to kill all the mob bosses despite severe injuries. Meanwhile, the rest of us are relieved to discover that Sasuke is still alive, having been purposely spared any lethal injuries by Haku. Geto's men are soon scared as Rimuru aura as he beats every single one of them by using pure taijutsu, and send them to Zabuza to kill them. Afterward, a wounded Zabuza requests Kakashi to place him beside Haku. Before dying, Zabuza wishes he was able to go to the same place as him in the afterlife. Kakashi says that he believes they'll be together, seeing Zabuza's change of heart in the end. Team 7 buried the two ninjas in a peaceful place, leaving Zabuza's sword behind in the village. Rimuru. Seal, do it, send them to Tempest. Send Zabuza to Ultima and for Haku to reincarnate him as a snow moon rabbit and give it to Velzard as a pet. Seal. Done, master. Kakashi then complimented them for their teamwork, as Rimuru was busy helping the villagers to build the bridge, and Sakura was guarding the bridge master. After the completion of the bridge, it was named the Great Naruto Bridge. After a few days of training, we back to the Hidden Leaf Village as we had completed our first high-class mission. It was fun, I must say.